So I recently made a video where I recommended that if you are starting a piggery project where you want to raise pigs for slaughter, the recommended breed of choice should be the F1 large white landrace cross. And I got a lot of feedbacks. So I'm making this video to address one of the most important issues in that video, which is how do I know that what I have in my farm is a large white or a land raised pig? Dear farmers, the breed or pedigree of a pig is not usually determined alone by a physical appearance. In fact, physical appearance is usually at the third when it comes to determining the breed or the pedigree of a given pig. The first two, which are the most important, include the genetic testing done on that pig. And this is usually handled by genetic companies because it involves DNA testing and genomic selection. So, a genetic company is well placed to tell you if a large white is a large white or a landrace is truly a landrace. Of course, we have seen so many cases where if you take a landrace pig and a Duroc, for instance, some of the children might come out looking like a landrace pig with its futures, or even if you take a large white and serve it with a Duroc, you might have some of the piglets coming out with droopy ears looking like a landrace pig. So, usually, genetic companies are well placed to tell you if a large white is truly a large white or a Duroc or a landrace pig is truly a landrace pig. The second thing to look out for is the recorded history of a pig from its ancestors down to that particular generation. So, if you have kept information or recorded the history of that pig, then we can be able to trace, the kind of crossing that was done and have this information to make better judgments. The second thing is recording a pig with certain pig associations. Of course, this is not in our climate, but in Europe or in the West, we have situations where we have pig associations where farmers register the pedigree of the pig, and this information can be traced over time. So, before we come down to physical appearance, what do I expect you to do with this information that I've just provided in this video? When next you are buying a particular pig locally in Nigeria, your question shouldn't be whether it's a large white or a landrace or whatever. The question should hinge on the productivity on that particular pig. How many piglets did the sow or the goat litter? How many piglets did the sow or the goat wean? What's the average daily gain of that particular pig? These are the questions that you want to ask so that you'll be able to make a reasoned judgment on whether or not to acquire that particular pig. Follow for more farming tips.